Hello everyone, Polish Eddie here, and I am going to do a very brief analysis of the incident that happened between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton at the 2021 Monza GP. And I'm going to go over a couple of things here. I'm going to go over Max's steering input right as the accident was happening. I'm going to go over what caused Max's car to fly up into the air like this because some people still think it's the sausage curb and whatnot. But anyway, I'm going to go over that and I'm going to show footage of Max's car rolling over the top of Hamilton's and his tire rolling over the top of Hamilton's helmet as well. And I'm going to get into, last but not least, it's the most important thing actually. I'm going to show you footage from Hamilton's nose 360 camera of as the accident happened and shortly after the accident, as well as footage from Max's 360 nose cam and what's going on as he's trying to climb out of the car. To explain everything, very brief, quick to the point, but it bothers me because still to this day, 3 years later, people are still commenting, talking about how Max parked his car on top of Hamilton's head and then didn't even check if Hamilton was okay. Now, I noticed exactly what happened and did my research in 2021 because right after the accident happens, whatever's televised, the footage changes to the view of the garage and the reaction of the people at the garage. Then when the camera switches back to Max and Hamilton, you already see Max walking away from the scene, but just for a very split second. As it switches back over to them, you see some dirt flying out from underneath Hamilton's tires. So I noticed that and I looked into that after I saw all the people commenting that, they were attacking Max's character, saying he's a piece of shit because he didn't even check on Hamilton. Well, obviously he must have known Hamilton was okay if Hamilton was trying to continue on with the race as Max was climbing out of the car. And this is going to be my point because that's pretty much what was going on the whole time, right after the crash. So here we go. Let's get into this. Now, as far as Max parking his car on top of Hamilton's head, obviously it's not. It's rested on his nose. Yes, the tire did roll over the top of Hamilton's helmet, thankfully with not much force due to the roll hoop and the halo. So that's thing number one. All right. Right here we are coming into turn two of the chicane. Max has already started the steering input towards the left. Hamilton squeezed them out a little bit, and it's all fair and good because just earlier in the race, Max squeezed Hamilton out in the second chicane, and Hamilton had to cut the corner. So it's all good here. They're both fighting for the championship. Max could have backed out of this or just went ahead and cut the chicane, but that's, Max does not really choose to do that a lot. He just wants to fight. But here we go. He's starting to turn left. We see this sausage curb, the orange sausage curb coming up. So Max is about to completely do full lock to the left, right there, okay? But at this time, his car is already up in the air. His front tire's in the air. He does not have steering anymore. So that causes Max to, instead of turning left, to continue kind of going straight and bounce up. So let me show you a different angle. So here we are. Max just jumped over the red sausage curb. He couldn't turn, and right there, his rear tire makes contact with Hamilton's rear tire, and that's what flings him up into the air. All right, and now he makes contact with Hamilton's roll hoop right here and the side of the halo, protecting Hamilton from, possibly serious injury. Then the tire goes into the halo area, and this is way slowed down. So the tire gently rolls over, glances the top of Hamilton's head, and then Max's car slides down to the front of Hamilton's car, still resting on his nose. Now, when the camera pans back, you will see some rocks flying up from Hamilton's rear wheels. Hamilton's okay. He's trying to reverse and continue right there. You see all the rocks flying up in the dust. And now we're going to see a view from Max Verstappen's car. So the crash just happened, and just 2-3 seconds later, Hamilton right there. The car jerks. Obviously, Hamilton's trying to reverse and continue on with the race. So right there, there's the first sign that Hamilton's okay, right? You see the dust in the background. And we're going to fast forward about 10 seconds, 15 seconds to when Max's climbing out of the car. So that means he already put his steering wheel up. He is already unbuckled. And right there, he is standing up and climbing out of the car. And if you look closely, you will see the car starting to shake back and forth. Right there. The car is shaking back and forth right there. Continues. So Max is climbing out and the car is still shaking. Hamilton is desperately trying to reverse. Now, Max is already standing up in the car, about to climb over the halo. Imagine if Max was about to jump down, Hamilton gains traction, starts reversing, and drags Max's car with him. Max ends up falling right here by his front wheel and gets the top of his car, the front of his car dragged over on top of him. So that could be extremely dangerous. Max could end up in the hospital for sure. Those cars weigh, I don't know, 700 kilos or so, 600 maybe at that point. And the car's resting on its nose. So there's going to be a lot of weight dragging on top of Max. So right there, Max already knows that Hamilton is fine. Okay, he knows that his car is not on top of Hamilton's head due to the halo and the roll hoop. Max has no idea that his tire made contact with Hamilton's head. So he's climbing out of the car, and as he's doing that, the car is jerking back and forth because Hamilton wants to continue on with the race. So clearly he knows Hamilton is fine. That's why he's walking by the car, right? He walks away, and then he looks, the car jerks one more time, and if we switch the angle, here we have Max jumping out of his car. As Max takes 2 steps to the right to walk, by Hamilton's car, you will see once again his car move as Hamilton is trying once again to get brake free because he's just trying to continue on with the race. So this whole narrative about, Max's character being this and that, about Max parking the car on purpose because he had some kind of bunny hop button that he could press to jump on top of Hamilton's head on purpose, is just ridiculous. And maybe now, after seeing this, people will see what really happened, and maybe they will stop saying these things because they're just untrue. And I hope this helps, because I've never seen this mentioned on YouTube anywhere or from anybody in F1, and it's a shame, because if you're working for F1, then you should inform the public, seeing what kind of abuse Max is constantly getting about this specific incident, and let them know, like, yeah, he knew Hamilton was okay because Hamilton was constantly trying to get back into the race. So he knew he was okay. But right here, right there, again, Hamilton jerks the car forward right here. So, and Max looks over. Yep, he sees that Hamilton's fine. So yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention, and maybe from now on we can put this to bed. And if you do see somebody making that type of comment, I don't know, refer them to this video, or just explain to them, tell them to spend 2 or 5 minutes to do their research about something like this before they talk about it without knowing what exactly happened. Mentioning that Max purposely parked his car on top of Hamilton's head and then just walked away without checking on it, which is completely untrue. Both of those statements are untrue.